All right, Dawn, we are moving on to Springboard now. The first exercise we're gonna work on is our roll down with back extension. All right, we're gonna find flexion and extension here through the spine. I've already preset the springboard for us. We've lowered down the springs down to number 8. We have 2 yellow springs on, and I've also attached the roll down bar for you. We have you seated, facing towards the springboard. You have your feet placed up against the bar. You can tuck them underneath too for assistance, but I feel like you are experienced and can keep your feet as you have them. Your feet are in a parallel position, hip width distance apart. All right, so go ahead and grab on shoulder width apart. You want those arms. Beautiful. So you're gonna sit up nice and tall, your head reaching towards the ceiling. Beautiful. You're gonna take a deep breath in. On that exhale, you're gonna tuck that pelvis and begin articulating down, one bone at a time. Nice and slow, great control. Beautiful. Shoulders and head meet that mat. Beautiful. All right, now we're gonna add the back extension. So you're gonna bend those elbows, you're gonna bring that in towards your chest. Beautiful. Now you're gonna begin lifting through that chest, and you're gonna begin finding your gaze to the opposite side of the room, finding that beautiful extension through here. Beautiful. Then you're gonna begin lifting up, keeping that extension, lifting up, keeping that extension until those shoulders are over those hips. And then you're able to extend those arms long, and that's beautiful. And why don't you go ahead and fold forward, finding that flexion here in your spine to release. Nicely done. Next exercise we're gonna do, we're continuing with the roll down bar. This time we're gonna be finding rotation through that torso, okay? This exercise is twist with a pulse. So again, let's grab that roll down bar. It's set in the same settings. Level 8, 2 yellow springs. All right, you're gonna begin placing that right hand in the center of that bar. You're gonna send that left arm out long at shoulder height. Beautiful. You're gonna sit up nice and tall. Once again, head reaching towards the ceiling. Your feet are placed up against that bar. Beautiful. All right, you're gonna press down slightly on the roll down bar. Beautiful. On that, you're gonna take a deep breath in. On that exhale, you're gonna rotate, keeping those hips forward, rotate left, and then lean, find that lean, reaching that pinky toward the corner of the mat. Beautiful. Then you're gonna be leaning back up. That hip lowers down on that opposite side. Rotate back to center, finding neutral again. Very nice. Now we're gonna place that left hand in the center of that bar, right hand abducted out at shoulder height. We're gonna sit up nice and tall again. Head reaching, beautiful position. Take a deep breath in. On that exhale, you're gonna rotate right, really rotating through that torso. Then you're gonna find that lean, beautiful, reaching that pinky. Beautiful, excellent. Lean back in, opposite hip lowering down, rotate back to center, finding yourself back in neutral. Nicely done. All right, here we are doing the next exercise. This is our chest expansion. So this is an exercise facing the springboard. So I've already set the springs. You have 2 yellow. You're gonna go ahead and stand in front of that ballet bar, right? Your feet are parallel. You go ahead, grab those handles in your hand. You want enough tension there. You don't want to be fully tensioned, but enough there. There you go. Perfect. All right, so you're gonna have your gaze up towards that number right in front of you, your head reaching, roll those shoulders down and back. And again, this is our chest expansion. So we're really thinking about opening up that chest. So you're gonna, on that inhale, those palms are facing towards the center of the room. So on that inhale, you're gonna press back just beyond those hips. Beautiful. And then on that exhale, float forward. And continue on there. Now, what you want to think about is squeezing these shoulder blades together, really opening that chest. Beautiful. And let's do that again. You're working those lats here. Nice. Those glutes are turned on, those legs are strong, helping, and those abdominals helping with that stability. One more time, you look beautiful. Nice, then float those hands forward. Nicely done. Next exercise, we're gonna have a exercise facing away from the springboard this time. So we're gonna use serve a tray with offering. That's the name of the exercise. We've already, again, set the springs to yellow on number 8. So I'm gonna have you stand in front of that ballet bar, grabbing those handles in each hand. All right, you're gonna find your legs in a parallel position. Now, with this exercise and whenever we're facing away from the springboard, you also can find what we call a staggered stance. So you kind of put that leg out and it gives you more support. But in your situation, you prefer having your legs parallel, so that's perfect. So we are going to, again, another upper body exercise, but although it's upper body, you're using your core for this, your abdominals, but you're also engaging those glutes, those hamstrings to keep you nice and stable. All right, so we're gonna begin by, you're gonna flex those elbows, bring them nice, bring them in there by your sides. Your palms are facing up. Beautiful. And you look good, and your feet are parallel, about hip width distance apart. Excellent. Take a deep breath in. On that exhale, you're going to send those arms out and slightly up. Beautiful. Then for offering, we're going to open up slightly. Nice V position, bringing them back together, and then tucking those elbows and bringing it back in. I want to look at you from the front. That looks good. Let's do that one more time. On the exhale, sending it out, opening up, bringing it back together, and tucking those elbows back in. Great exercise for that upper body. Also keeping those, working those shoulders. You look good. Oh, one more. Back together and tuck it in. Nicely done. Next exercise here, we're going to do 2 exercises on this one. They're going to be side-facing exercises. So you're standing with your side facing from the springboard, not directly at the springboard. So go ahead and step up here, and you're going to grab this first handle. All right, so again, we have it at elbow height, so this works for number 7 for you particularly. All right. 2 exercises. First one's going to do internal rotation, really focusing on that rotator cuff. The second one is going to be our oblique twist. So let's start with that first one, which is going to be our internal rotation. You're going to flex that elbow, bringing that elbow up to like a 90-degree angle. Let me see if that's, you might step out just a tad. There, no, step back there is good. You want a little bit, but perfect. So that elbow's tucked in. It doesn't have to be right up against your side. You can have a little bit of space there. Beautiful. Your legs are in parallel position, just as you have. You can have a slight bend if you need to. Roll those shoulders back and down, head reaching. Beautiful position. That opposite hand can be long. Excellent. Take a deep breath in. On that exhale, you're going to begin pressing with that palm, which is facing towards the center of the room. Pressing that palm down towards your abdomen area. Beautiful. And then opening back up. Really great exercise for our rotator cuff. If you play pickleball or tennis or golf, it's really isolating that area. Beautiful. One more time. Opening up on that inhale. Beautiful. Nicely done. And then just relax for a second. Then we're going to go into our second exercise. Again, side-facing exercise. This is going to be the oblique twist. We're really focusing on that torso area, finding that twist in that torso area, keeping our hips facing forward. All right? So you're going to begin lifting that hand up on the springboard. We'll find if you have enough good placement there. Do you have enough, or do you have to go back in maybe just a smidge? You're going to interlace those hands. Beautiful. You're going to be having that up just a slightly higher, just a little bit right here out in front of your chest area. Nicely done. Again, same positioning for your legs, you're parallel. Have a slight bend if you need to. Let's roll those shoulders back and down, head reaching. And to begin, you're going to begin rotating towards the center of the room. Finding, beautiful, finding that twist through your obliques. Really keeping those hips forward, nicely done. Then you're going to rotate back towards the springboard. And let's do that one more time. Really focus on all the way, twist all the way around, finding that full rotation, and then going back and really twist, keep going, find that full rotation. That's good enough because it's slack. And one more time. You're going to rotate towards the center of the room. That gaze is following the hands, following it back. Nicely done, and lower down. All right. Next exercise here on the springboard, we're going to be doing, you're using these lower springs for some lower body work. We've already preset. We have on 5, 1 purple spring. So 2 exercises, they're going to be side lying. So I have already preset you in the position. You're kind of on the far side of that mat. We're going to have this lower leg come forward, and then you're going to bend that knee, and you're going to put this strap around the arch of your foot. Beautiful. We're going to find those hips stacked, all right, and we're going to find those shoulders stacked. And although I'm saying we're going to do a lower body exercise, we're also using that upper body. You're going to use those obliques to keep lifted, finding a little mouse house underneath there, finding a little bit of space. Beautiful. All right, so you're going to bend that knee. The first one we'll do is our bend and stretch. All right, so you're going to bend that knee just into your hips, and then you're going to extend that leg long. Beautiful. Bending that knee, bringing it in, and then pressing out, extending it long. Nice. Let's do a couple more like that. You're using those quads, you're using those hips. Nice. Using that breath, inhaling as you return, exhaling as you press out. We're going to lower down just a little bit, making sure we keep it at hip height. One more time, bringing it in and sending it back out. Nice. Go ahead and bring that in. You can relax for a second, and we'll talk about the next exercise. So this next exercise is going to be our lower and lift. So you're actually going to extend. Why don't I go ahead and take this off for a second? I want to get you placed properly. So you can kind of come forward just a little bit, because you're going to extend both legs long this time, and we're going to lower down into the same position. This is our lower and lift. So you're going to have both legs long. You're going to be in a straight line here. Again, your hips are going to be stacked. Your shoulders are stacked. You're folding that elbow, having your head underneath. Very good. And then go ahead, we're going to place that on the top foot once again. Is that comfortable? Extend that leg long. Beautiful. You can have that hand in front as you've been doing to kind of help stabilize you, but you're also, once again, using those obliques to keep you lifted. Nice. Excellent. Your leg is long. All right, you're going to take a deep breath in, and for this, again, lower and lift. So you're going to take a deep breath in, you're going to lift that leg up. It's just a small range of motion, and then back down. Beautiful, using those hip flexors to lift and lower. Lift and lower. Beautiful, using those adductors. And one more. And actually, you know what? I want to make sure you flex that foot. There you go. Let's flex that foot as you lift and lower. That's it. One more. Beautiful. And that's your lower and lift. Bring that foot in and remove that strap. Great. All right, next exercise we're going to do is actually my spot check move. So this is reverse chest expansion. So I'm going to, once again, we actually place the springs back on number 8, which is shoulder height for you, 2 yellow. So I'm gonna have you stand here in front of the springboard, facing away from the springboard again. You can grab those handles behind you. You're gonna find your palms facing forward. Excellent. I look at your thumbs out, your fingers down on the bottom, palms facing forward. Your legs are gonna be in parallel position. Nice. This is once again one of those exercises where we find that lean away from the springboard. All right, so before we start, I want to have you roll those shoulders back and down one more time. Beautiful. All right, so the movement for this exercise is, then I'll explain it and then we can do it. So your arms are going to be long. You'll take a deep breath in and you're going to send those arms up and out just at shoulder height, and again bringing them back in. All right, so take a deep breath in. On that exhale, begin sending those arms out, finding that lean up to about shoulder height, and then floating them on those arms back. I'm gonna come forward and check you. Beautiful. Let's do that again. Lifting up, you're really working those pecs, you're working those deltoids. Beautiful. Those lats, again, like we did before, those glutes, those hamstrings are turned on, as well as those abdominals, keeping you nice and stable. Nice work, that's good.